Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you today with another edition of Stout Sunday. All right, and joining me this morning, we have Mr. Michael Krumroff, the Stout King, over in Brooklyn, New York. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, everybody.
We have Jean-Pierre, the Beverage Ramble, down in Georgia.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
We
everyone
have
out there.
Thompson
Metal.
We have Thomas Metal 75, Eric Fraunfelter, Massachusetts Beer Reviews. He is also, or he's in Massachusetts, not too far from me. I am Georgia Beer Reviews, but I am now in Massachusetts. Most of you already know that. One of these days I'll have to update my channel, but you know. And then we've got Mr. Ronald Terrio, the North American Barrel Aged Stout Monarch. Woo, that's a mouthful. Okay. Good morning, Ryan. He's down there in Louisiana. Okay. And we've also got Commerce Ozzy in the chat. Good morning to you. And Daryl. Cheers to you, Daryl. All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. We'll start with Michael. What are you drinking this morning, Michael?
This came to me from Robert, the Whiskey Scout. It's a 2019 version of Shmuel Imperial Stout at 10.3% alcohol and 60 IBUs by the Fields and Ivy Brewery in Lawrence, Kansas. Thank you, Robert. And I've had it since April, so I haven't. I got 2 beers from him. I'm having it now, which just shows you I do have a certain amount of. I can hold off because I have a lot of other stuff that I can do. But this should be interesting. It's an Imperial Stout, and I'm looking forward to tasting it. It's already in the glass. I can show you what it looks like in the glass. But we're going to come around again, right? For our
yes, we will come around again. That is a very light appearance for a typical.
Yeah, it's only like a dark brownish color. You'd think it would be darker for an Imperial Stout.
You definitely would, yeah. Interesting color already, so that'll be an interesting one to get into. Jean, what are you drinking this morning?
Nothing real special. Old school has been brought here many times on Stout Sunday. Murphy's imported Irish Stout. 4% BV, and of course has the nugget inside, the C2 inside the can.
The nitro widget.
That's what I have. Nitro.
Yeah. All right, Murphy's Irish Stout. It's classic. Okay, Mr. Eric Fraunfelter. What are you drinking?
Looked off the camera there. Why? I have no idea. Seven bells and all's well. That is a 5% sessionable coffee stout from the, if I can give the name, Vitamin C Brewing Company. They are out of Weymouth, Massachusetts. This beer is session coffee stout with cacao nib, vanilla bean, and Red Eye Roasters cold brew coffee. And I had to look this up because I don't know. Otherwise, Red Eye Coffee Roasters is out of Hingham, Massachusetts, which is close by to Vitamin C in Weymouth. And this is a October 13th, 2022 canning.
Okay.
So look at
Wait, what was the date? What year?
2022, October 13th.
Oh, okay.
So
not
this recent. Not bad.
Yeah.
So not too
old.
old.
Last month on the 4th of November.
So let's see. While you're pouring that up, that looks pretty good. We'll see what Mr. Terrio's drink. You got it. Oh, that's your cat. Okay.
Orangey.
What does the North American Barrel Aged Stout Monarch and Kitty have this morning for Stout Sunday? What did you name?
No.
What's your cat's name?
Orangey.
Orangey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Very, very.
Jay, that's original. I like it.
That's an orange cat, so that makes sense.
Barrel aged stout.
Aged stout.
Hey,
It's aged
it's
12
aged
months.
for
Yeah.
nice.
And it's from Trader Joe's. It's Wisconsin. It's 11%.
Damn.
No IBUs, no website.
Yeah, not surprised. A lot of the Trader Joe's stuff, they just kind of take what you can, take what you can get, and usually the beers are pretty good. So, and you've had that one in previous years, I believe, too. Looks like they updated the label this year.
No. This is new.
Okay, oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of the Campanology, the peanut butter one that you guys reviewed a couple years ago. I think it was a peanut butter stout.
Yeah, about 9%.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what it was. But it had the Campanology name. It was just a
Cool.
The
different.
tiramisu, the tiramisu pastry
That's
style.
another one.
Yeah.
There's a peanut butter one too.
I have to go get
So
this.
we've got a whole lineup, I guess. Huh? All right.
On to John.
Yeah, and one more thing. There's no trademark.
Huh.
There's no trade bottle. So this is not a trademark.
All right.
It means I can brew that same beer and call it the same thing by the
And
Campanology Brewing Company.
Right.
All right.
All right. Well, that leaves me, and I am excited about this one. This is from Jack's Abbey out of Framingham, Massachusetts. It's the Brownie Batter Donut Framing Hammer. It's a Imperial Bourbon Barrel Aged Baltic Porter, clocking in at 12% alcohol. This is in collaboration with Union Square Donuts, which is also out of Framingham, I believe. It does say lengthy barrel aging, but it doesn't specify how long. To me, lengthy would be at least a year, but I don't know. Doesn't specify, so it makes me think that maybe it's not quite as lengthy as they want you to believe. Anyway, never had it. This is the 2022 lineup. I got one of each of the 2022 lineup. This one, our good buddy Bumpy Road Brews had this one. I think he reviewed it. It may have been on Eric's channel on a Wildcard Wednesday. It was one of the live shows, and he said it was not his favorite. But I am gonna hope that it's much better than he made it out to be. Okay, so really quick, we'll go back to the chat, and then we'll go back around. We've got Shane Fudge in the chat. Good morning to you, Shane. Commerce says he was going to have a Murphy's, but he didn't have any in the fridge. We got Tyler. Hadn't seen Tyler in a while. Cheers to you, Tyler. Hope you're doing well. And Commerce that is not his cat, says Commerce. And then Craig Swinson, holy cow, says cheers. Look at this beer. It's good Lord.
It looks effervescent, John.
Holy cow.
You want to come out badly.
Look at
That's what she said.
how many 12% barrel aged stouts can you say do that?
It's an Alex the Beer Master pour. Well,
I don't know.
That
Could be an indication that Bumpy may have been right about this beer, or it could just mean that it's going to be really amazing. It's very active. Okay.
A decadent pleasure.
Right. I hope so. Good Lord. I don't think I've ever seen a 12% stout pour up like an active Belgian ale. I mean, good Lord. Okay. Let's go back around. Let me pull Michael up and let him tell us all about his.
Well, as we showed before, it's a Shmoo ale from Lawrence, Kansas, Fields and Ivy Brewing. The surprise thing to me is how light the color is.
It looks amber.
Almost like it's dark brown. Most stouts are more black.
Right.
This one looks more like a brown ale.
You call that a white stout?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's dark and it's light for a stout for sure. but it's barrel aged according to the thing. We'll see what the nose and the taste have to say about it. So let me get a nose on it. Yeah, you're getting the barrel aged effect. You're getting the bourbon in the nose. You're getting some vanilla, some roasted coffee. Doesn't look like a barrel aged stout, but it does have the characteristics. Let me take a sip.
Cheers, Michael.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so the taste follows the nose.
You're
It's on the light side of a barrel aged stout in that it's not one of these, really heavy ones. It's 10.3, and it's from 2019, so it's been sitting in the bottle for 3 years. But it has the characteristics. You're getting a little bit of the barrel on the taste. You're getting some toffee, some oak, some coffee, some licorice. The body is medium, but it's on kind of like the low end of medium. And the alcohol is very well masked as well. So this could be semi-dangerous. I'm wondering if sitting in the bottle for 3 years would change the color. It probably shouldn't.
Yeah, I don't remember. I need to look back and see
No.
when I had the same
It
situation.
definitely should not change the color, but it's following all the taste that you would expect from something like this, and the nose is that way as well. So I don't know what the story is, but it looks to me like it looks to you that it's very light in color. Most stouts are darker than this in their appearance. So I have
it's a
no
white
idea.
stout.
No,
It's a
it looks
white
like a
stout.
brown ale more than a stout.
Right, but it's not labeled. It's not supposed to be a white stout.
No,
It's
it's
just
an imperial.
labeled.
Well, if it wasn't for the color, I would say it's following all the characteristics, and I'm going to rate it well because it has everything in it that you'd want in a 10.3% imperial stout. So for whatever reason, it's lighter in color. I have no idea why. Could be anything. So I'll come back.
But Dragon's Milk White Stout looks like that.
Okay, it has that. It has this. John thinks that he reviewed it, so he's going to look it up at some point.
You know what's
Yeah,
weird?
I think Robert sent me a bottle a few years ago as well, and I do remember I really liked it. But yeah, I think the color. I think mine was similar with the color. I don't know if mine was a 2019.
I'm on beer. I'm on Untapped right now, and I'm looking up photos of that Shmoo whale. And most of the photos I see are a darker black color.
Okay, so this, for whatever strange reason, I have one that's not, but it has the character.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Odd.
All right.
Cool.
Well, we'll come back around to you here shortly, and in the meantime, we got to go to Jean with his Murphy's Irish Stout and tell us all about it.
Classic original, of course, Murphy's Irish Stout, 4% ABV. Been around since 1856. Well, we're around that time in 1856. So, here's what the stout looks like. Nice head on top, very nice and creamy. Looks quite good. Aroma, smell. It is dry for sure. So, and I definitely have that coffee scent. So, all right, let's have at it. Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a sessionable stout, everyone. Everybody knows that, and it is. And it's a good introductory for anyone who's starting to drink stouts. I would start with this for sure. Of course, the nitrogen widget that's in the can. Meaning when I open it, just the fizz, that'll sound like, it's lovely, lovely to hear. There's a little hint of toffee in this, but I'm getting more coffee than toffee in this stout. So I've had this many times, and I brought this to Stout Sunday several times. nothing really complex about this. It's just a good, clean, sessionable stout. And a nice creamy finish goes in the end. And I enjoy it from, not just when we have these little get-togethers, but from time to time, I'll pick this one out, and it's relatively cheap. I bought this at Trader Joe's actually. I think it was two something and change for the 16-ounce can.
Yeah, it's not a bad deal at all.
So,
John, is it creamy?
yes, it is, without question, Michael.
Okay.
And it's just right. As you know, I'm more biased towards Imperials, as you well know. The stronger, the better. So,
Wow.
that's just me. But
Alex, the beer master.
yes, but yeah, I've never been disappointed with Murphy's, and at any bar, I've never had this on draft. Only had this, in cans, and I think some of the bars I've gone to, I've not seen this on draft. Guinness, I have seen it on draft, so which is kind of weird, this not on draft, but anyway, maybe I was in the wrong bar, I guess. So
Yeah.
So probably, but I'm sure it's probably wonderful on draft, as is Guinness is wonderful on draft too. So I have my score coming up on this creamy, delicious, dry Irish stout.
All right. Sounds good, John. Got to pull up Eric and Vitamin C. I've been to the brewery. Have you been to the brewery, Eric? Is that where you got there?
I was there once, and that's where I acquired several different beers.
All right.
One of which was a stout, and they also have, I noticed, they do a seltzer that is based around the zombie cocktail. Then they decided, well, why don't we barrel rest our seltzer water and sell it for $15 a 500 milliliter bottle? I'm like, I'm intrigued, but not at that price point. So you can barrel age seltzers, apparently, people. It's a upcoming trend. Okay, but this is not a barrel aged beer. This is the 7 Bells and All's Well, 5% ABV, canned on the 13th of October, 2022. It says Stout Season on the bottom of the can. Again, 5%. And as I mentioned, this is a session coffee stout with cacao nib, vanilla bean, and Red Eye Roasters cold brew coffee from Weymouth, Massachusetts, or actually from Hingham, Massachusetts. Weymouth, Massachusetts is home to the Vitamin C Brewing Company. So let's get that appearance on the beer again. I had a good 1.5 finger head. It's a nice foamy rim around the glass top, and no real popping and fizzing anymore at this point. You can't. It is a dark, probably really dark reddish color. I can totally tell that it's not super black, but it is in some light. Got a really dark mahogany kind of color to it, super dark. On the aroma, getting milk chocolatey notes. Some of the roast from the coffee, as if you just freshly ground the coffee. I'm getting a cream note to it as well, like coffee and like a darker roast coffee with some cream in it. What else am I getting? A little bit of a cinnamon kind of a note, a small amount of cinnamon note in there. Did I say vanilla? Vanilla's in there, yeah, cream vanilla. And like a brown, toasty brown, bready note. So yeah, it doesn't smell too extreme one way or the other. It has a very nice, balanced nose and aroma. So let's get a taste on the coffee stout. I could use a coffee this morning. Cheers.
Cheers, Eric.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh, that's nice. There's a little bit of a bitterness in the background. You can totally tell. It's dry for the most part. You're getting left with some of the roasty, like a roasty, grainy complexion, but it's pretty dry. Very quenching, very easygoing. What else can you say? It's a medium style body, crisp, pretty clean. And the word I was looking for was, it is refreshing. That's the word, refreshment. Yes. I'm getting the dark chocolate, or actually a milk chocolate. I'm still getting the milk chocolate. There's a roastiness in there, definitely. There's a cinnamon baking spice kind of a note in there. Maybe a touch of a coconut. Am I getting reminded of? Maybe even a little bit of a marshmallow, but that could be me thinking about bourbons lately, getting those toasty kind of notes. But I am getting some toasty notes out of this. A nice toasty, brown bready kind of a note. I'm getting the brown bread crust, definitely. And the roasty is almost lightly smoky. And as it dries, I do get a waft of a caramel, not quite a cooked sugar note, but like you have one of those chewy caramel candies for a tiny bit before it dries. And you're again, when it dries, you are left with the roasty grain flavor at the back end of the drink. So very good, very easy going drinking imperial stout or imperial stout session coffee stout. You may not expect some of the punch of the bitterness that's there. I don't know what the ABV or the IBUs are on the bitterness level, but it has a nice bitter flavor that could also be from the coffee, but it's nice to round out some of the sweeter notes and malts to the beer. So very, very nice beer. I will think of that rating. Cheers.
All right, cheers. Okay, we still got to go to Mr. Terrio, aka the North American Barrel Aged Stout Monarch, with his Campanology Barrel Aged Stout.
It's this big.
Okay, well, you can see it's got no head and no lacing. The aromas are bourbon barrel, dark roast malts, dark bread, crust. Flavor follows the nose. Same thing. Bourbon barrel, dark. I don't know what bourbon they're using. Body's medium. You think it'd be heavy. It's not. Velvet mouthfeel and a semi-dry finish. Well, honestly, it's a little bit bland in my opinion, but I only paid $6.90, so what the heck?
How much?
You know, $6.99.
Oh, okay. Is it a full 20? Is it a 22 ounce bomber? Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Nice.
It's a bomber, yeah. So, you know, it tastes good. There's no bad flavors, just kind of dull.
All right.
Kind of ho hum.
All righty.
What are you gonna do?
I was trying to give you enough time. You're still kind of in and out. We heard everything. It's just I couldn't tell if you were done or if you were still trying to.
Yeah, I don't know what I don't.
Jay, it's
Not
kind
as
of like
bad.
it's a mid
Yeah,
fade,
it's not as bad.
like a fade thing.
Yeah, it's not as bad as my internet connection. You know, I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to pin it down. I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay. All right. Well, we heard everything. I just your camera and your audio wasn't lining up, so I couldn't figure out that. Oh, and then you just disappeared.
He's back.
Okay, but it was funny because it was just like he completely disappeared. Okay, we'll come back around to you shortly. I think that just leaves me with my brownie batter donut. I gotta say, it doesn't smell like I was expecting at all. It's slightly boozy. The barrel notes are coming through, and you get like a boozy aroma right up front. I am getting a little bit of chocolate. I mean, brownie batter donut. I don't know. So maybe like some dark chocolate in there.
The fizz settled down, John.
Yeah, the head settled down, and if you hold it up, it's actually not completely opaque. It's very, very dark brown. You probably, I don't know if you guys can pick it up on camera, but when I hold it up to the light, it's like a dark brown color. Yeah, it's a strange aroma. It almost has like a weird malt, like you get with some malt liquors. And I think it's the booze coming through. That 12% is not very well hidden, like with a lot of the other framing hammers that I've had. So yeah, it's really a little bit of the barrel, a little bit of dark chocolate, maybe a little caramel in there as well. That's pretty much it. And like I said, the booze is definitely not really very hidden with this one. It comes across very boozy on the aroma. So let's see how it tastes. Cheers.
Cheers, John.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow. So more chocolate on the palate, which is very nice. There's actually a lot of chocolate. But it has a weird, like grainy malt thing. And it's boozy. It's very boozy.
Good beer for 11 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I mean, I've had these framing hammers before. They're, 11, 12%. Most of them, I think, are 12%.
Mm-hmm.
The original framing hammer, I think, is either 10 or 11. But, yeah, this is more boozy than it should be. The alcohol's not very well masked. And it's not good boozy necessarily like you would expect. Like when you have a really nice bourbon barrel-aged beer, it's boozy, but you get oak, you get notes of vanilla and toffee and all of that. This is just boozy just to be boozy. It doesn't have a lot of complexity to it. The chocolate is there, but it's not like brownie batter chocolate. It doesn't remind me of a donut in any way. I mean, that's just kind of gimmicky, I think. It says inspired by the brownie batter donut, but it's not like they don't put brownie batter donut in here. It just says natural, what does it say? Malt beverage aged in bourbon barrels with natural flavors. That's what it says on the label. So, yeah, this is probably my least favorite of the framing hammers that I've had of any year. So I'll have to give credit where credit is due and admit that Bumpy was right about his, when he reviewed it on one of your guys, one of the shows. I remember watching, and he was very displeased with it. But I was just thinking, it's just Bumpy for you. He's a hard ass when it comes to these ratings on some of these beers. But yeah, this is very disappointing for a framing hammer because a lot of these are outstanding to world class range, and this one just doesn't do it for me. The body is a little thin too. It's not it is a porter. It's a Baltic porter. It's not a stout, so you're not necessarily going to get that body, but it is barrel aged and it's 12%, so I was expecting maybe a little bit more body with this. Carbonation's medium, which you saw, it was weird. I've never had a framing hammer that I poured and it's so active, like it's coming out the top of the bottle before I pour it, and then I barely pour any in the glass, and you get this much beer and the head's up to here. It's just very strange for a barrel-aged 12% beer. Yeah, that's really all I can say about it. There's not a lot going on. It's boozy. You get chocolate, and your toasted bread and your roasted malt character, but that's pretty much it. Very disappointing for what I was hoping to get out of this. It's not bad, but it's not very good either. So I'll think of a rating and give it to you guys on the next time around here. Really quick, we'll go back to the chat. Jeremy, welcome in. And he doesn't believe this is happening. Must be dreaming. No, it's happening. Got Jason Cleveland in the chat. Good morning to you.
Oh, Jason.
Jason, I am getting over a cold, but I'm doing much better, Jeremy. I can taste again. I can smell and taste again, but I've had a pretty bad cold the last few days. And of course, cheers to Alan, Eclectic Beard. Well, if I can find a comment, there he is.
On.
Pulling up the
Hello.
wrong comments. Eclectic Beard. Alan, hadn't seen you in a while. Glad to have you here. Welcome in. And yeah, I think we're all caught up on the chat. So let's go back around. Let me play musical panel members here. And I think that was the order. So we got to go back around. Michael, how is the
Okay. Other than
treatment?
other than the color looking strange, and it's light, it looks lighter than I think it should for a barrel-aged stout. It has all the characteristics, and I'm going to give it a solid A, a 93. So it's not world class, but it's certainly something that I don't know what the price point is either. You'd have to ask Robert. But for what it is, it's delivering all the characteristics you'd want in an imperial stout. And there's slight booziness, but it does hide the 10% pretty well. You know, you can tell that this is not a session beer by what it is, but the coloration is strange. To me, it looks more like a brown ale than a imperial stout. But Eric said the pictures he looked up were darker than
I
this.
didn't see any red-looking pictures.
It's hard to figure out what's going on. It has the characteristics though, so I have to assume that there's something off somewhere, but it's still holding the characteristics of an imperial stout somehow.
Okay. All right. So 93.
So it's still an A for me.
Which is, yeah. All right. Sounds good. Okay. We got to go back to Jean with his Murphys. What are you thinking for a rating this week, Jean? You'll have to unmute yourself there. You're muted, John. There we go.
What the hell?
Is he
Can
frozen?
you
Is he frozen?
Hear me?
No? Well, yes.
You hear me now?
Say
All
something.
right.
Yes.
Okay. You hear me? All
Yeah,
right.
we got you.
We got you.
Hello. Okay. Okay. 1 out of 100 for the Murphy's Irish Stout. Good. All right. Clean.
Can you say that again? I didn't hear
Irish
it.
Stout. A good introductory for anyone who wants to try this style for the first time. This is for them. So 91 out
Did
of
you say
100.
91, Jean?
Yep. Yes.
Okay.
91 out of 100.
Okay.
I gotta get this. I gotta get me a new laptop, man. Need a new system. Man. Take this thing and trash it, throw it in the garbage.
91. All right. Goodness, I don't have enough room here to put all this in. I'm going to have to shorten these. All right, 91 out of 100. Okay. Eric, what are you thinking about your vitamin C sessionable 5% stout there?
Well, at this point, since there's been a little bit of liquid that I've drank on down the glass, I'm noticing as the glassware is opening up with some more air, I'm getting more and more of the roasty coffee note, which is perfect for the morning Stout Sunday edition. That's great. I like that caramel note. It's coming more forward to me in the taste. And there's a nice bitterness either from some hopping or from the coffee itself that's really rounding out the sweeter malty flavors of the beer. So this is really well done. I would be hard pressed. You would be probably hard pressed to find somebody that enjoys coffee that wouldn't like this beyond maybe some of the more bitter beer. So I think I would give this beer overall. This is a really good beer. I don't want to run to the hills and say, go buy it now. But a 93 is a really solid rating on this. I do like the sweeter notes. I do like the bitter notes. The bitterness is a little big for a stout to my liking, but your mileage may vary on that. But it's very well done, put together stout. And I'm happy to see a stout that doesn't necessarily have to be a barrel-aged beer or a big old ABV range to a beer, because sometimes you want a darker beer, you want a stout or a porter, and you don't want an extreme amount of ABV into your beer. So this is fitting that category for me very nicely. So a 93 overall out of 100. Good stuff.
93. All right. I don't think I've ever had a stout from Vitamin C. All the stuff I've had has been like sours and double IPAs. So
Yeah, I've tried this, and when I went to the brewery, my buddy that I went with had some kind of a brown ale that was really nice. So they are doing dark ales really well, darker beers.
all right, nice. Okay, so Ron, he turned his camera off, I think, to make sure that he's coming in more clearly, and we'll go ahead and let you talk or give your rating for your Campanology Barrel Aged Stout, and we'll let you know if we have any issues, but hopefully this will work. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All
I'm
right.
here. I was happy to see it froze up. It loves company, and at least I know I'm not alone. So
Right. Okay.
anytime things go bad, anytime things go bad for me, I want it to happen to everybody else. But anyway, this barrel aged product is bland, but improving a little bit. You know, like I could see that it would get a little better if I bought more and drank more, but I think I'm gonna go with 87 out of 100, 8.7 out of 10. You know, a B, because it's just kind of dull, but there's no bad flavors, no off flavors. You know, it's not
Right.
nasty or anything. It's nice. I like it. It's just not setting off fireworks. You know what I mean? No, I mean.
Right. All right. So 87. Man, I'm really having to shorten these names on the ticker here because it's only a 200. We've got some long beer names here.
Right.
Okay, so 87.
Were you able to hear me all right?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we can hear you okay.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. All right, so
John, it's up to you how
No
heavy
way.
you're going to bash this beer.
yeah, so I'm not going to be quite as critical as I could be. It is, the more I drink it, the more chocolate's coming through. It's still a little boozy. It's kind of like a boozy chocolate. It almost has like a chocolate liqueur type note to it the more I drink on it, like Godiva chocolate liqueur or something like that. But it's very boozy. It drinks more like a liqueur than it does a beer at this point. There's no shame in their game with the booze on this one. They were not trying to hide it at all. It's just, yeah, it's not up to the level of Framingham that I'm used to. And it's getting sweeter the more I drink it. Not to the point of being cloying, but I think a lot of that is just the way that they did this one, and the fact that the alcohol is not masked at all. It just comes across like almost like a liqueur. I'm going to go with an 82 out of 100, which is a B minus. It just gets into that good range. It does have some good qualities. The chocolate flavor is nice. There is some good barrel presence there, but it's just there's just no hiding that alcohol, and that's, to me, that's just a big detriment. Like it's too boozy, and the carbonation is really high. Like I said, medium earlier. The more I sip on it, the more I want to bump that up to high carbonation. It's strangely high, and it doesn't really fit. The high carbonation doesn't seem to fit into a barrel-aged stout category. Like, you don't expect to get a really highly carbonated beer from a 12% barrel-aged, and I keep saying stout, Baltic porter. But still, it's weird. It doesn't seem to fit. The carbonation is a little off-putting for the style and for how high alcohol this is. It shouldn't be this highly carbonated. So yeah, 82 out of 100, B minus. That's the best I can do. Oh, that's why. Maybe that's why anyway, it doesn't matter. I fixed it. I didn't have it set as a ticker, which is why it limited it to 200. But anyway, there we go. Okay, so kind of a little disappointing with the Stout Sunday. You know, usually we're in the mid A's for everybody. We got a couple of 90 3 93s, and then 87 and an 82. So I thought I would have one of the better beers today with the framing hammer, and I ended up with the lowest score on panel. So anyway, it's that time of the show. We can do a little show and tell and promos. You want to shout out your channels, what's coming up, all of that. We'll do that now. We can start with you, Michael. You got anything?
Okay. Yes, I got some stuff to show. Can you give me full screen?
I can.
Both Eric and Jay are aware of this because yesterday I was contacting them and asking them if they'd heard about this product. This is a 12-year-old single malt Scotch whiskey.
Yes.
And it comes in this package with 2 glasses.
Oh, you actually have it as a Scotch. It wasn't.
I bought it. I was at this event last night or yesterday afternoon. I don't know if you've ever been to any of these events. They have it at liquor stores sometimes where you can come in, you can drink as much as you want.
Mm-hmm.
They have wine, they have spirits, and you can just walk around, and they're trying to get you to mass buy. So there are sales going on at the same time. And we left, but some of our friends stayed, and they were doing some really, 110 proof bourbons and some weird stuff, whatever. But I was trying to find out if anybody had heard of this before I decided to do it. But then I decided to do it anyway because I have some Glenfiddich upstairs. I have some single malt, and even if this isn't as good, it's 12-year-old. It is single malt. We'll see. The price was reasonable, and we'll see how it comes out. And I'm not an expert on single malt, but hopefully it'll be good. Now, my wife, at the same time, I don't know if whatever you know about this stuff, picked up a bottle of Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Which is high rye barrel, single barrel edition, 52.5% alcohol. And it was pricey, but it's supposed to be amazing.
So the Redemption, I've had some of the Redemption stuff. They kind of, from my understanding, or at least the way that their marketing is, they're kind of in competition with the Bullet bourbon, but they get away with aging most of their products for a lot less. But they market it on the same level as like the Bullet, High Rye, and that lineup. And Jay can correct me if I'm wrong, but at least from what I've seen in stores, they're similarly priced. They're on the shelves on the same level of the shelf, close to each other. Yet one of them is aged for 6 to 8 years, and the Redemption stuff, a lot of their bourbons and their ryes and all of that, they're only aged 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
So you get a lot less aging with some of their stuff. But I haven't had the High Rye Redemption. Jay and I did an examination of the Redemption. I think just their bourbon. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago now, and we both liked it. But it was one of the interesting things about it was that they don't age it for very long. So,
okay, and the third thing she got, because I got the Loch Lomond and that, is Basil Hayden. Are you familiar with that?
Oh yes,
that's Jim Beam product, I believe.
That's like a high end. It's supposed to be one of the higher end Jim Beam products, I believe.
From Jim, made by Jim Beam, and my wife really liked the taste of it, so she said it was expensive, but she didn't care and whatever.
Might have been $40, $35-$40.
Nice.
So
Michael into some whiskey. I like it.
Yeah, I like the whiskeys.
She picked up some wine too, and the other people who were there with us picked up. They buy cases of wine and a lot of stuff because they give major discounts. I guess their thinking is when you move a case, you're making much more profit faster. So you're willing to give money off on the individual bottle if you buy 12 of them at the same time, kind of thing. So
right.
That's cool.
Which was cool.
Very nice.
But I'm not into spirits as much. My wife is a little bit more, and I'll let you know when I try this Loch Lomond how it is. It doesn't have to be great though. Even though it was $40 for this fifth, you do get two free glasses with it.
I mentioned it to you on Facebook Messenger. I don't think that single malt Scotch or anything that they make is super crazy out of this world expensive. So for the price of admission, it's probably worth seeking out. And I haven't done it yet, but maybe Maybe I should. Maybe we can do an exam.
If you want, Eric, we could do a taste if you can get a hold of this
I
exact.
think I might be able to. Yeah, I'll look it up.
But the glasses are just extra stuff because I got so many glasses anyway that like Jay said, you rarely break them. But the ones you like are the ones you end up breaking.
You said that was the 12-year-old variety.
Yes, this 12-year-old Loch Lomond single malt.
Okay.
And if you looked at the comparison with the pricing.
Yeah.
Of the other single malt 12 years, this was like less than half the price. You couldn't get any of the other 12-year ones for less than 80 and higher for Glenlivet, Glenfiddich, and what's the third big one? There's another one. Macallan?
Oh, Macallan
is popular, yeah.
Okay, those were the top three that they had there.
Oh,
they did some other single malt things as well.
Yeah, that bottle is $32.99 in my local area for the.
Okay, so it's a little bit higher price then, but I got the two glasses.
Yeah, that's a good deal. Good deal for that.
But I'm saying you could pick one up, Eric, and we could do some kind of comparison. I'd be
cool. We'll collaborate. Cool.
Collaborate.
All right. Nice. I love this comment. I was laughing. This is what I was laughing at. Jim Beam has been known to make people cuss and yell from their recliner and then drunk at one. Yeah, hashtag Drewski.
Issues.
Yeah, Jean. I think Jean's having. I was going to ask Jean if he had any show and tell or wanted to talk about anything, but it looks like he's frozen in time.
What did you say, the recliner?
No, there. Okay, he's like, there you are.
All the love, Drewski. All the love.
You got anything, Jean? You have any show and tell shout outs or anything?
The two mention of the this was winter.
Bring it up, son.
It begins with a dot.
Do you think John's freezing now too, like Jay was?
Yeah,
before?
I can't. I don't know.
Can you hear?
No, we can't hear you, John.
Can y'all hear me?
No.
We heard the last thing, but before that, it kind of like
we can hear you saying, "Can you hear me?" But everything before that was garbled mess.
Okay. All right. I got the login. I got the Goose Island, Bourbon County, 2022 edition. Also got the Lagunitas Winter. It begins with a W. I forgot the name of it. That their Imperial Stout. The Terrasu Pastry Stout this morning, and also I did the Arcadia Brewing's IQ IPA. So those are the two. And I'm do some beer shopping, scattered a little bit here this week. But yeah, those are the two reviews that are uploaded on my channel right now. I'll be back next Sunday for Stout Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. If you're on or Mr. T, one or the other, I'll be here.
It'll be happening on somebody's show.
And Jay mentions he has a show. Is Joker's Wild? Yeah, Joker's Wild. So be part of that. So yeah, that's all I got, guys. That's all I got.
All right,
John, have a good week.
You're saying you're coming in clear now. It took like the whole time for you to like work out the kinks, but now we can hear you now. So, all right, let's go to Eric. You got anything?
Yeah. So I'll be available this week on what is it? The 7th of December. We're already on to the 7th of December, folks, for the Wild Card Wednesday. That is at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, Boston, New York time. And that show is the Wild Card Wednesday. Please bring a beer, wine, or a spirit. Let's have some fun. And the only thing that I truly ask of that show is don't be a douche. Cheers. I don't really give out the link to that show because, well, a certain individual, just one certain individual, will come on and kind of ruin the program.
Gum things up, so to speak.
Yes, you already know who I'm talking about. Yep, very good. So otherwise, you can email me during the show. My email address is below on the screen, and if you want a link like one of my buddies did from the whiskey community, you can come on in with the link. So good on you for emailing me that. Otherwise, hello, Elbow. Go subscribe.
Cheers, Elbow.
Otherwise, Any shout outs? I will shout out two people really quickly. Let's shout out Dickie's Beer Reviews from all the way in Las Vegas, Nevada. Good beer reviewer. I wanted to shout out a whiskey review channel, SLB Drinks. If you like, it's Kurt and what's his name? Trent Luddington. They are father and son. The son is filming the channel for the father. They got a basement bar with the bourbons and all kinds of whiskeys. And they'll a lot of the time be on the channel together. And you'll learn about different bourbons and ryes primarily and all different kinds of whiskeys. They do product line showdowns and they do top fives and stuff. It's really good information for whiskey aficionados and novices alike. So those are two places to go. Cheers.
Nice. All right. Cheers, Eric. Mr. Terrio. Are you still with us, Mr. Terrio?
North American Barrel Aged Stout Monarch. Come
See,
in.
I wouldn't let Ronald Sutton keep me from posting a link.
Oh, he said the name.
We all know who it was.
We know
Don't
who
worry.
it is. We know who it is. He's been on all the
Right.
shows. So, I mean,
Exactly. Because, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because yeah, if he comes on my channel and starts trouble, I just kick him out. I'm not gonna be running and hiding from. I'm not gonna run and hide from Ronald Sutton or anybody else, you know. But so I post my links. You could join. If you start acting up, I'm just gonna ban you. You know, simple as that. So I think Eric's making a mistake doing that because
Eric, he's
like
a monarch, so he
some
has
outsider run your show, and that, I don't play that.
Oh, he's got a hand that he commands over.
Right.
We've all been there before on the shows and seen it. So it can, when it gets gummed up, it's a pain in the ass. But that's
Really?
All right. So Ron, let me add or put you on blast there. There you go.
That's private stuff. That's
It's honest to goodness bourbon. All right. That blended bullshit.
That looks very fancy, and it looks like it could be a high-end, expensive bourbon. But I have a feeling you got it for less than like $12.99.
Jay, is this a bargain?
I say $10.99.
12.
Well,
$2.50.
1 liter.
Oh, it's a full liter.
That's a liter? Oh wow, that looked like a $7.50. Okay.
Does that say $7? $8?
Your fingers are frozen, but it looks like $8. Okay, $8.
Damn.
Holy cow.
That's a good price.
For a 3-year bourbon.
And it's good.
Yeah.
There, you know what, Ron? When you move slow like that, it doesn't seem to freeze up. So just move very slowly.
Don't talk as slow. No.
When I went to the Tulane game yesterday, I stopped at a liquor store.
It's not freezing at all now when you do it.
And they had this liter bottle for $8.
Now froze.
Even so, I bought. Okay, now froze. So I bought the bottle.
The Monarch.
That's a really good deal. Yeah.
Oh my God, the Monarch is at it again.
Is there an age statement on that? Since
I think
it's
at 3 years, right? 3 years.
Is it 3 years? Okay. 3 years. All right.
Years.
What happens when you drink stouts on Sundays?
That's what it does to you.
It's the Lord's Day. We're supposed to have a good time.
Yeah. He's monarching around.
Ron, is that the only? Are you going to show any other bottles, or is that
all you got so far this week?
Usually he shows a few things. This is it's a letdown. You just got the one bottle. Come on.
Yeah,
You're better than that.
I have more products, and we have Fandango Friday.
You're breaking up again. Alan.
Oh man, no.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Oh my gosh.
At least we're getting a good laugh.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
you know, hey, this Jack's Abbey may not be the best stout, but it's that 12% makes it worthwhile,
Feel jolly.
especially on an empty stomach.
Oh, jeez.
This is a bottle of
Moselle. All right.
Moscato.
Huh. I had never heard of that.
Now you're picking up bad.
And we are.
Yo, say goodbye, Ron.
I will. Let me exit.
Okay, wow.
He's completely frozen. Oh, there you go. All right. He was frozen for a good bit. I was like, let me.
Louisiana needs to step up their internet game because I've read online that they have terrible internet and a lot of people complain about it in Louisiana. It's not just Ron.
No, I don't know if it's a. Well, you know, yeah, I don't know. Everything, the way everything is now, if you don't like, I had to buy my computer. I don't even use my desktop anymore for these live streams because it's too slow, and it's only like 3 or 4 years old, but
That's pretty bad.
it's basically obsolete. But at the time that I bought it, it was top of the line, stuff.
Jeebus.
Things are made to be obsolete in a few years so that you got to keep buying.
Yeah, they call that planned obsolescence.
Yeah, exactly. That's a real thing. People look.
Well, the Apple products on your iPhones are like that. They make you have to buy a new one.
Yeah.
John, you also think
At a
there's
time, they
something with
won't allow you to upgrade to the latest firmware.
Yeah.
that the StreamYard setup itself means you need more modern equipment or else you have problems. It seems. I mean, I'm not sure that's true.
Right.
Because do you remember when we had the older system? There were minor things, but not as serious as what's here. Sometimes.
Well, yeah, the old Google Hangouts worked fine, and it used a lot less horsepower, so to speak. It may have had, it had its own problems, but people with much less processing power could get on Google Hangouts and not have any problems. With StreamYard, for whatever reason, it sucks up a lot of the computer juices, I guess. I don't know.
Is it called bandwidth? Is it the bandwidth?
Yes, it takes up bandwidth. Yeah.
Well, the person that's hosting, so for this purpose,
I'm not a geek by any means. I just think I've heard the word bandwidth.
Bandwidth. That sounds better than computer juice. Yeah, I think bandwidth.
Well, the person hosting the stream, in this case, John and Illy, on StreamYard, I don't know how it works on Zoom or anything like that, but on StreamYard, the person that hosts the stream, it's up to their bandwidth and their connection being super solid. That is the overall connection for the rest of the panel.
Because otherwise, the conductivity doesn't settle in, and people can have the problems
Or the productivity
having today, and John's having today. And it's not based necessarily on yours; it could be the system that they have.
Yeah. All right, well, guys. I don't really have anything show and tell wise.
It was kind of slow today, but
Yeah. I posted a picture on my community tab of all of the entire lineup that I got from them.
Cool.
I got a cashew one, which I'm very excited about. There's a PB and mellow, like marshmallow and peanut butter. And then I got the espresso one as well. A lot of people I've talked to have actually said that the espresso one is the best one of the 2022 lineup. I haven't had it yet, and I'm not a huge coffee person, so as long as the coffee doesn't overpower the rest of the beer, maybe it'll end up like a KBS or CBS where you get a little bit of coffee, but the bourbon barrel still comes through. Maybe that'll be a winner. But look forward to some reviews of those coming out real soon. And let's see. I want to shout out Bumpy. I don't think he's been mentioned yet. I almost said Malty Monday. That's New Brew on Monday, and then Alex got his Food Friday. So everybody go check that out. And let's go ahead and end this. It's we're right at an hour, and everybody's internet or computers, the government is watching. They're messing with our stream here, so we're going to go ahead and shut it down right at an hour. Thanks to Eric and John and Michael Kormeroff and Ron Terrio for joining. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We had a great chat. We had Elbow. We had Alan, Eclectic Beard. I hadn't seen him in forever. Kyle was in the chat. Drunken One. Vanessa Kitty. Jason Cleveland. I can't even – everybody in the chat. We appreciate it. We wouldn't be here without you. We appreciate all of your thoughtful and thought-provoking comments. So hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your friends. And we'll see you right here on the next one at 10:30 Eastern, either on my channel or Ron Terrio's channel. We'll hopefully I'll be able to host again next weekend. But if not, I think Mr. Terrio will probably do it for me. Much love to him. I appreciate him for doing that for God knows how long at this point. Since he's probably the regular host. I'm the fill-in at this point. But thanks to everybody for watching, and we'll see you right here on the next one. Until then, cheers, everybody.
Everybody have a good week.